I hope Arknights can provide an unprecedented experience and memories for everyone who has played, but I also hope it can convey more content like the imagination of happiness, the thinking of pain, the enjoyment of art, the exploration of culture, and the expressions of people's hearts, characters, and the world's own different characteristics. This was said by Lowlight, the head producer of Arknights, talking about the game during a Core Blazer event, which is a game creation support program created by Hypergriff. This quote, I believe, is integral to understanding why Arknights came out as it did and why it attracts a very loyal fanbase. So why should you play Arknights? Should you play it for its varied gameplay, its rich lore, its character designs, or maybe just for its music? Let's get the basic premise out the way first. Arknights is a tower defense gacha game. However, I feel that tower defense is selling the game very short while not being wrong. This game can go from baby's first tower defense to a Megamind RTS game that can give you carpal tunnel if you wanted to. They're able to keep things fresh with new mechanics to every event that makes you switch up the way you tackle stages and interact with the game. If you're missing certain operators, that is. Arknights can be a difficult game that might make you lose your sanity in the RL. Despite the difficulty, all stages in the game can be cleared by a team full of low rarity characters. Powerful 6-star characters aren't needed to beat the game. All they change is how much brainpower you need to use. On the topic of characters, let's talk Gacha. Arknights is very free to play friendly, with a good Gacha rate of 2% for your 6 stars. You can also get 6 stars for free from recruitment, as well as the welfares for anniversary events. Now, the Gacha has its bad points, aside from the obvious fact that Gacha is predatory in nature, mainly any limited banner situations. There are 4 a year, but for me the limiteds are a problem due to the spark amount. To get old limiteds, or if you're unlucky, the feature limited character of the event, you need to pull 300 times just to be able to buy one limited character. So while most players will catch up and own 9% of operators in the game within a year or more, most new players will never have legacy limiteds. So your only options to get them are 1. Save for 6 months if you're free to play, 2. Spend your life savings, or 3. Get very lucky. So that sucks. Talking about things that aren't the greatest in this game, an issue I don't see talked about very much either is the new player experience. Because it is brutal, lots of veteran players I feel forget the lack of material and LMD you have at the beginning of the game. Raising 1 6-star on a new account effectively requires you to sell your soul to get to the E2. This is a problem that is resolved once you have a more stable and established account with a core team you always bring. But the beginning 50 levels are brutal resource wise and maybe even past that. But those 2 points are the real bumps in the road for newer players gameplay wise. The character designs in this game are pretty awesome. The community does not call it Drip Nights for nothing. Outfits in the game are literally sold to you in-universe as clothing fashion brands, which is a pretty nice touch, even if they don't make too much sense when some skins depict a past or future version of them, but they're still cool nonetheless. The employment of many different artists in the game allows the characters to be distinct from each other while still falling under the design concept of Arknights. Different but cohesive. Let's not get started on the music in the game. There's a reason why the meme that Arknights is just a music company in disguise exists. It hosts such a variety of music that most likely there's a genre you're going to like, and at best expose you to new music that you'll be adding to your playlist. For those of you that are story first gamers, then Arknights has you covered. Arknights lore does an exceptional job of creating a world that feels real and lived in. We have Poland, but its government is ran by pro-gamer capitalist horse. Germany, but wait, it's actually Austria that is ruled by goats. 1950s space race America, complete with exploitation of the worker, westward expansion, and lack of ethics when it comes to progress. Spain, but the S is silent and comes with its own inquisition to hunt eldritch sea terrors, and much more. Italian operators get Italian voices, with hopefully more localized dubs soon to come. Accents in the English dub add more authenticity to the characters and their place of origin, even if their pronunciations of the language's words are lackluster for those that speak the language, but I much prefer this than to everyone sounding either American or British. All of these details add up to give you a sense of realism for a game where you beat raw cancer patients to death with cute little chibis. There are many fascinating themes and stories that are told in the events and main story alike, that come in all different genres. We have Prison Break, fighting off the Eldritch Terrors, mystery whodunits, getting drunk with the dwarfs, and good old reliable stories of oppression and racism. Despite this wide range of genres and interesting ideas, Arknights has a problem. Well, at least a problem for 90% of the fanbase. It's the presentation of these stories. A light novel with no voice acting, and these stories are long. While many of the stories in AK have very interesting settings and ideas, the light novel presentation with very wordy translation turns many off reading them entirely. For those few of you that will still plunge into the lore of the game and experience it firsthand, you're in for a real treat. For the rest of us illiterate folk, well, there are wikis and YouTube for a reason, right? The exploration of culture and the expression of people's hearts is the quote that opened up this video, and for me, it explains why people play this game and what makes them loyal. Arknights sells you culture, a lifestyle essentially. Thanks in most part due to the 2D PNGs and tower defense gameplay, Hypergriff is able to reinvest into the extra material for the fans. The music for all the 6 stars, the extra songs that go with the time of seasons, the concerts and the big conventions that while us in the West don't ever get to experience in person, still feels like our attention, enjoyment, and money goes towards something. There's a sense that HG wants to give back as much as they can in the form of music, trailers, and extra media content. Arknights sells the world as culture, and we as the fans are those that benefit from it, and this is all tied together by one person, Lowlight himself. Lowlight being an absolute figurehead of the community is what has led to this philosophy and culture around AK. Just by watching the CN live streams, you can get a gist of just how passionate Lowlight is about AK and exploring new, exciting cultures. In that very same presentation, Lowlight acknowledges that Arknights is a commercial product that is made to bring in money. However, he states that just because it's commercial doesn't mean it's bereft of passion or wanting to give players new and exciting experiences. And the way I see it, because it's a commercial product, they try hard to fill it with their love for stories and culture in return for our, well, money and attention. While nothing will ever change the reality that AK is a commercial game made to take our money, at least with all the music, anime, and extra goodies, we get to see our gacha funds manifest in a physical way, letting us feel like those behind the AK actually care about us. At least a little bit. So, should you play Arknights? I certainly think so, just for the music alone. That music even comes with a game that is pretty fun and challenging. It has lore that is rather interesting and a world that feels alive. And I mean, it has attractive anime girls and boys, so can you really say no to that? Till next time.